Hello, my name's Dakota, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about porn addiction, and the harmful effects of it. So, just to give you guys some background information, uh, I first came into contact with porn at the age of 6, I think it was. I remember I was playing hide and seek in my grandpa and grandma's house, and I went to my grandpa's bed. I was gonna hide under the bed, and there's this lift the sheet up to go underneath. There's this big stack of magazines. I like ran head first into them, and I looked at them, and they were pornographic magazines. And I was like, okay, and I kind of just put them back under the bed, and then didn't hide there. That was kind of my first encounter with pornography. Nothing, I didn't masturbate. I didn't even know what it was at the time. And then I think about around the same time, I'm kind of confused if this is a little bit before or after. There's a younger kid named Stephen Strange, and this was about when we were about, he was 11, and I think I might have been 5 or 6. He would take me into his room, and he'd be like, check this out, man, and he would turn on pornographic videos, and he would start masturbating underneath the covers, and I would be laying there, and we'd be watching porn, and I was very confused. I was very young at this age. And then I really started getting into porn about the age of 12 when my stepdad, Pete, gave me a pornographic magazine, a Playboy magazine. And he also showed me a couple of websites that I could go and watch porn on, and I became very addicted. And his dad, my grandpa, he was my stepdad, so my step-grandpa, I guess, also had porn videos in his house. He kind of like openly showed and things like that. And very confusing time in my life. Life started going downhill very rapidly from that point of 12 on. I became addicted to porn. I started watching porn every day. Then I started watching it 2 to 3 times a day on the internet. I got very accustomed to going to sites and finding all the free sites and things like that. And, started watching it 2 to 3 times a day up until, I don't know, for about 10, 12 years straight. So it's a very long time. And even now, I still have some problems every now and then with it. It's gotten a lot better, and I've done things to handle it, and I found things that actually work in handling it. And I just wanted to help you guys too, and give you guys some background information, because I'll tell you one thing that really helps with the porn industry and porn addiction is knowing the truth about it. I know that seems too simple, but if you can get rid of all the false data about sex and all the the wrong things you've learned about it and how it's supposed to be, and you can start filling it in with the good data, it really does help. That's one. All the things I'm going to give you guys are, they don't require drugs. They don't require, like, definitely don't go to psychiatrists or some weird thing like that and get holes drilled in your brain or anything weird like that. All the things I'm going to teach you guys are drug free, and you can do them from your home. You can do whatever you're comfortable with, and I'll give you a very, very, very effective way to handle it at the end of this video. It'll probably be in the links below too. I'll leave a link to the site so you can check that out if you want to. So just to continue on here and just kind of like move through my story and then get to like all the good stuff. I started watching porn habitually, at the age of 12, and then on up through, 22 and 23, and I'm 25 now, and I still have a little bit of trouble with it. What happens is, as you're watching porn, you start to lose sense of reality, of what's real, because there's something about porn, and this is the first thing I want to tell you guys, which you guys should kind of keep pretty stable. It's not real. It's not. It's completely fake. It's completely false. Porn actors are known for being really horrible actors, and that's exactly what they are, really horrible actors. They're horrible actors because, one, they're on drugs, most of them. 2, none of them really enjoy it. They're just getting paid handsomely for it. They're getting paid more than professionals who are actually helping people are getting paid to destructively fixate people and take people's attention and power away from them by getting them fixated and addicted to porn. And most people look at it, there's all this other false data. Sex is fun, and sex is this, and it's just sex, and that's not true, okay? Well, let me rephrase that. Sex is fun, and it is enjoyable, but the purpose of it is not to be done on film and just for the enjoyable, pleasurable part of it. Sex is a tool to forward our race through time. Okay, we have sex so that we can have children, so that our species can survive. And it's pleasurable so that we are more enticed to do it, so that our species will survive through the future. Every mammal on Earth, even the ones who don't watch porn, like dolphins and elephants and any other mammal you can think of, has sex to forward its species, right? That's the purpose of sex. That's the real purpose of sex. That's the true 100%. That's exactly what it is. That's what it's for. That's why it's pleasurable. So that you can have children and forward our species through time. And so that we survive as a species. Otherwise, we would all die and there would be no human race. Now, the perversion of it is porn. Porn is a perversion on sex. Porn is destructive. Most porn is sadistic, as in punishment, abuse, harm. You'll see most porns are like that. Domination, hurting the girl, really sadistic, very fucked up, perverted stuff. And it leads to thoughts like that. It leads to perversion and it leads to sadism. But even more so, a big part of the relationship is communication. And what is commonly a relationship today is communication. And a good relationship should be communication and having someone to help and to move through life with, and then to have children with and raise a family with. And basically, a relationship is a team to take on life, and someone who enjoys the same things you do, someone who you can talk to every day, someone who you can, talk to about deep-seated beliefs and ideas. And it's not just the sexual act itself. But porn takes all the emphasis off of that perfect relationship. So when you do porn, and this is from my own experience, or you watch porn, you stop thinking about communication and someone who likes the same things you do and someone who you can survive with, and you start just thinking about purely the sexual act. And girls can pick that up. So trust me, when you're doing porn, and guys can pick that up too. When you're doing porn and you're just fixated solely on sex, people pick that up. And if you're if you're like in this battle of trying to have an actual relationship but also watching porn, or wanting a really good relationship but also watching porn, kind of like I was very confused. You get into this thing to where you can't have an actual relationship because you're just thinking about the sexual side of it, and that's not what makes an actual relationship. An actual relationship is built on communication and trust, which you probably heard in the past. But I can give you one true datum here about pornography. Pornography, what it does is it fixates you and it takes away your power. So what I mean by that is, and I pause for emphasis, is the more you watch porn, the more you become fixated on porn and sex. The more you feel like you have to think about it, the more you start subjecting everyday reality to it. Girls you see on the street, girls you see in the mall, the more you start thinking about porn, just seeing these girls. And, or guys. Or if you're a girl and you're watching and you see other girls, you might start thinking about porn. I don't have too much experience myself from the girl side of it because I'm not a girl, but I can tell you that what it does is it fixates you and makes you less powerful. You're less likely to go out. You're less likely to do pro-survival things like help others. You're less likely to look for an actual relationship or talk to girls. You're more likely to sleep a lot if you watch lots of porn. I know that's kind of like a weird thing about it, but that's what it does. It fixates you and it takes away your power and it makes you weak and it makes you less able. So the more you watch porn, the more you give into that. And that's the real purpose of porn, is to fixate you, to keep you paying, to keep you watching, to not get rid of you, and to keep you down and out, and to keep you. I mean, think about it. We've only had porn since the internet age, really widespread porn. I mean, maybe it was, you had magazines before the internet age, but porn's a new thing. Porn's a relatively new thing. And in history, you can see that when promiscuity started becoming widespread, the civilization started to die. You can look at ancient Greece and ancient Rome and Egypt and things like that, and brothels and all that. And when that became widespread, the civilization goes poof, and blows up and it dies, because it's, it's an ethical thing, and you might be thinking, but porn's not that bad, and it's just sex, and I don't have these problems with it, and trust me, if you think you don't, you're just denying it. You're just denying, you're just a faker just as much as the people actually doing the porn. You've become so accustomed to that fake living that you're just faking yourself. And I'm not trying to make you wrong if you are that kind of person watching this video. I'm pretty sure if you're that kind of person, you probably stop watching this video in the first 2 minutes. And the people who are still watching are probably the ones who want to learn how to change it. So we're going to start getting into that now. There's a lot of ways to actually help with porn addiction. The first and most simplest way is to start taking walks and start to do physically active things. And I say this just because it's a valid form of therapy to be physically active, to start going on, going running or working out, or just going on like an hour-long walk every morning, things like that, and looking around and taking your attention off of all of it. That's a really good first step. And a lot of these steps I'm going to cover are actually things I've learned from a philosopher and a man who started his own religion, L. Ron Hubbard, LRH. I might get a lot of critics for saying his name, and I might get people who know him and love his work. I love his work, and if you don't, that's fine. You can leave all the nasty and bad comments that you want to. It's not going to affect me or change my opinion about him, because he has helped me so much, and it's, there's been things I've done that have actually completely taken my attention off sex and porn and all the negative sides of it, and just put my attention completely on the great side of it. So taking a walk is the first step, and I'm going to leave links to his books and his materials, and if you guys want to buy these and use these, they're very effective, and they require no drugs, and they don't require, all they require is that you study and learn, and you apply the principles. And there are things you can do in everyday life, like this taking a walk thing, which will take your attention off of sex, and it helps tremendously. If you can get into that routine of going on a walk every morning for a good half hour, and just looking around, it'll free you up quite a bit. Now that's the first step. And the second step, and actually I'm kind of doing one of these steps right now in this video, is there are formulas you can follow in the book, and it's a book called it's a book on ethics, basically. I'll link it below so you can go find it. There's these formulas that you can do in there for when you're stuck in a condition in life. So if you're doing porn, you're probably, and you don't want to be doing porn, you're sort of an enemy to yourself, or you're a liability to yourself, or you're in treason against yourself. And there's steps you can do to get out of those and move up into higher states of conditions of well-being and happiness and expansion and things like that. And that's in that book below. I'll link it. It's an ethics book, and I'll say this is the ethics book, and I'll put the link right there. And if you do those steps, you're definitely going to be on a great route to expansion and to well-being as far as sex and relationships go. You can even do the steps through and figure out how to get a good relationship and how to expand in that relationship and things like that. And those are two very simple steps. No drugs. Doesn't require you to go see a psychoanalysis or a psychiatrist. It doesn't require that you do like some weird 50-year program. It doesn't require that you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on something that's not going to work. But they are things that definitely help and definitely will put you on the right track. Now, I'm going to give you another, and this is just a personal thing that I think helps, is being honest about it. Being completely honest about it. Being open about it. If you hold it in and you don't, and you're just holding in your porn addiction, you're not telling anyone, and then you're going through life kind of like doing it secretively, and then getting upset and feeling bad and crying, tears, failures, all these things, weird thoughts, sadistic thoughts, all these things that come with porn. Let me tell you a couple of things about porn industry. A lot of porn stars are addicted to drugs. There are also a lot of porn stars and producers are habitual drug users. Most porn producers are evil people. Most porn producers don't want people to survive. They don't want people. I mean, think about it. You see a porn, the girl's being literally beat up, slapped, hurt, sadistically abused. That's an evil person. It's like a covert version of Hitler. See, the thing about Hitler was he was very overt. Everyone could see him. They're like, oh man, this guy's up here killing millions of people. We got to stop him, right? Killing millions of people. He's destroying millions of people's lives, right? Porn does the same thing daily, except no one recognizes it. It's covert. It destroys life. It's abusive. It's destructive. Just like Hitler was doing, except it's on a much more covert scale. It's been propagandized to be okay for you. Hitler used propaganda to make people think Jews were bad. The same thing's happening with pornography in real time, in real life right now. And it's something that needs to be eradicated. But it's something that, I mean, you probably don't even know the name of the producers who produce the porns you watch if you watch porns. You probably don't know who these guys are, but they're not nice people. They're not good people. They're not people who want to help you. They're not people looking out for you. They're not people looking out for the girls. They're very horrible, despicable, disgusting people. And that whole industry is based on these people that are basically destroying the human race and mankind. They're not doing, they're like the complete opposite of like an Elon Musk who's trying to forward our planet and our race and who's trying to take us to new heights and who's trying to help the civilization. They're the complete opposite. They're trying to destroy the civilization. They're trying to keep us down. They're trying to keep us from going out. They're trying to keep us from having good relationships. And they know, trust me, don't think for a second they don't know what they're doing. Don't think for a second they don't know. Now this probably has a few exceptions. There might be some guys and girls in the porn industry who have all the false data and just don't know or were never told, who are actually good people who just kind of got caught up in it and they were tricked into it just as much as you. But there are individuals in the porn industry who actively know the destructive side effects and are actively doing it to make that money and to keep people down and weak. And you should start researching that. Like, who's the biggest porn producers in the world? You know what I mean? Like, who are the biggest producers of pornography? Who are the biggest industry distributors of pornography? Find these people's names, because I'm telling you right there, those are people trying to kill the race. And, I might be starting a fight here, and I might, have a heavy duty attack on me or something like that, but I don't care. It's a bad industry to be in. It's a bad industry to be giving your money to and to be supporting. And don't worry if you fail and if you have troubles, because, like I said, the whole purpose of porn is to fixate you, to keep you coming back, to keep you with all those thoughts running through your head. And it's not something that is very easily. It's not like a button you can press and it's gone. You know what I mean? Like, there are steps you have to do, and you have to continue to do, and you have to continue to do them daily to really help get rid of the condition. And I'll leave you the links below. Go check those out. Those are your tools. Those are your drug-free, harm-free tools that you can use to help you. And I'm sure they will. And if you do them correctly, they will definitely bring about happiness in your life. That's the whole purpose of them. And they've helped me tremendously. I'm a musician. I've got, you see the guitar. That's my roommate's guitar, actually. These are our banjos for our band. I have like 3 guitars in my room. He's got another one back there, another couple back there. We're doing things in life that we enjoy doing. And I have a girlfriend. Her name, I won't disclose. But I have a girlfriend now, and she's the sweetest girl in the world. And we go out and see movies, and we have lots of fun together. And it's something I would have never gotten from the porn industry or from watching porn. And I gotta say, the feeling of having a really good relationship and being with someone who you truly care about and can communicate with is 10 times a better sensation and pleasure than pornography and the masturbation. It brings 10 times the amount of pleasure to be with someone you like and you communicate with than it does to be with someone who is destructive and really hurtful and watching porn and into that whole world. So do those steps, do those books, get those books, do those steps, read them, understand them. If you have problems, let me know. Maybe we can figure out other steps to do first. Go on walks in the morning for an hour and look around. Look at the trees, listen to the birds, look at the houses, the scenery. Get your attention out there, and that's a really big step. So we've reached 20 minutes, and my name's Dakota. This is my YouTube channel for porn addicts and porn addiction. And if you need help, just leave comments and let me know what I can do. Thank you.